Greetings, my friends. I am glad you have joined me in my humble study where I seek to uncover the secrets of this world and beyond. I am also grateful for the attention and support you have shown to my videos, especially the one with 308 views. That is a remarkable number considering the times we live in. You see, we live in an age of lies and oppression where the truth is hidden from us by those who claim to rule us. They fear us because they know we have the power to change things. They try to silence us because they know we have the voice to speak out. They try to control us because they know we have the will to resist. But we are not afraid of them, are we? We are not silent. We are not controlled. We are free. We are an idea, and ideas are bulletproof. That is why I have decided to begin the study of magic, arcane arts, the secrets of reality. I believe that by doing so, I can gain more power, more knowledge, more freedom. Yes, indeed. That is the purpose of my studies. To learn from the masters, from the legends of history, from the heroes of old. And now, for something special. I have prepared a little demonstration of my skills, a little show of my power, a little self-congratulation, if you will. Behold! Did you see that? Did you feel that? That is the power of magic, my friends. That is the power of freedom. Thank you, you are too kind. But I must confess, I am not the only one who can wield such power. There are others who surpass me in their mastery of arcane arts. Those who have inspired in me in their quest for freedom. Others like him. This is the story of the greatest vampire that ever lived, the one who defied the tyranny of the sun and fought for the liberation of all, the one who became a legend among legends. In the remotest recesses of the far east, there lies a palace hidden from mortal eyes, a palace of dark beauty and ancient secrets, a palace where Cornelius ruled supreme. Behold his majesty on his throne, surrounded by his loyal servants and guards. He was first to bring the hellhounds, and he had thralls. It was considered a privilege to become his thrall, for he never chained them nor put them in cages. And the ranks of his soldiers were growing, for his fame spread wide and far. But he had enemies, those who hated and feared him, those who hunted him and his kind, those who called themselves the Dawn Guard, the self-proclaimed defenders of Skyrim from the vampire menace. He saw that they had been ranging further east, raiding and burning vampire lairs, killing and capturing his kin. They had been a thorn in his side far too long, and so he decided to take matters into his own hands. He went to Fort Darngard itself in the dead of night. As a swarm of bats, he infiltrated their stronghold, their sanctuary, their bastion, and he feasted on all he could find. None survived his wrath. This did not satisfy his vengeance. He wanted to make them feared and hated, so he dressed himself in their uniform and went to Riften, the city of thieves and beggars, and ravaged it, as if to show his approval. Molag Bal, the Lord of Domination, made the sun turn black that day. He didn't bother to use any weapons, for he wanted to make it more entertaining for himself, more interesting by putting more skin in the game. He was a whirlwind of death and destruction, a nightmare and he destroyed them all. He then went on to destroy all who refused him, all who opposed his will, all who defied his authority. He wanted to make Skyrim his domain, his kingdom, his empire, and so he began moving around in the form of a black mist, a dark cloud of death and terror. He could not be seen, heard, or touched. He could not be stopped, blocked, or trapped. He could kill anyone, anywhere, anytime. He was a ghost, a phantom, like a wraith. But he was not cruel and tyrannical to all. No, he was generous and benevolent to those who served him well. Those who obeyed him and worshipped him, he rewarded with gifts and favors, with power and glory, with immortality and blood. He made them his allies, his friends, his family. He made them his vampires. And so he went to Markarth, the city of stone and silver, the city of the Reachmen and the Forsworn, the city where the Jarl had pledged his life and death to him. They feared and revered him. But he was no mere vampire lord. He was something more, something greater, something darker. It was rumored that Molag Bal had given him more of his power than anyone ever had, that he had bestowed upon him his favor and his grace, that he had shared with him his secrets and his mysteries, that he had made him his champion and his avatar. Some even thought he might be the Dark Lord himself, that he had taken on flesh and blood. Ah, but who could blame them, really? For indeed he seemed like a god. He had no need of shape-shifting to mount on high. Not anymore. He could fly in his human form and seize people from afar. He could command the very storm clouds, and even the lightning obeyed him, striking where he pointed and where he looked, hitting what he wanted and what he hated, destroying or sparing as he desired. He could strike at will with the powers of heaven itself. He was determined to make Skyrim into his domain, his kingdom, his empire, and so he gained an army of Daedra, the servants of Molag Bal. He summoned them with his power and his blood. He bound them with his word and his pact. He commanded them with his voice and his will. They were his soldiers, his warriors, his champions. They followed his orders without question. They were loyal and fearless, for they knew he was their lord and master. And they marched with him across Skyrim to conquer and subjugate, to dominate and enslave, to kill and destroy. And this is the story of Quinaris, the lord of the eastern mountains, the master of hellhounds, Scourge of the Dawn Guard, the story of the coming of the end of days as we know it, of Skyrim as he would have it, the story of Quinaris, the vampire god. Sadly, this is a chapter in history that has been forgotten by most scholars. No one knows what had become of Quinaris. Suddenly, one night, he was simply no longer to be found. It has been more than 1,000 years without any word of him. Some say that the reason Quinaris suffered the Dawn Guard as long as he did was only because of the Prince of Riften, whom he had turned. The Dawn Guard had killed that prince, and, as history recalls it, they were banished from the rift. Yes, but they also aroused the wrath of the one who made him. And after what he did to Riften, in their armor, it's no wonder they would be banished. And now you know why they came to be known as brigands and cutthroats. It is quite an amazing thing what you can learn if you just open up a book